This is Mawanda Andrew Jackson, the gladiator.
I am the best.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the 17th. It's going to be a good time.
I'm
here to cause pain to you.
I don't wait to go in the ring. We are playing in the cage, not a ring. Because sometimes I feel like hurting someone.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's the 17th day of the 4th month of the year 2022. All over the world, it's a special good evening to you. Welcome to 1Zone MMA Fight Night from the 1Zone Arena. We're coming to you live on www.1zonemma.com and on Sanyuka TV. A sunny day it has been in Kampala, but it is yet to rain with undisputed action in the cage. So much unfolding before our eyes tonight, and the commentary team has just so much more. It's Webb, Daniel, Sabakite, and Ian Mutanda.
It's been 3 weeks of something hitherto unseen in this part of the world. The Pearl of Africa welcomed a sport that was largely alien to many of us, but guess what? It is now part of us. These nights are nice to remember. It's been 3 weeks. We have more coming. So welcome aboard, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Webb Daniel Sabaje. Welcome to Mixed Martial Arts Ugandan Style. That hexagon, a battlefield now, is arguably the most fierce place to step in the Pearl of Africa. So call everyone you care about and tell them it's showtime, Ian. Showtime.
Thank you very much, Webb. To the millions watching on TV and to the millions watching online, good to have you with us for yet another week of hot action.
Speaking of hot, just go back a bit. For the past 2 weeks, we've been having exciting bouts. The first week brought us something we had not seen before. We loved it. The second week had princesses in the hexagon. We had a Ugandan win for the first time in the main fight. What a past 2 weeks of action we had. What should we expect today?
So much action, such a contrast of styles, experience. All these guys have been practicing for weeks, and now their time has actually come. So we have a whole new set of fighters this week who will be taking that to the next level, hopefully.
We've got Cobras, Warriors, Black Panthers, name them.
Nalongos.
They'll all be in that hexagon. And these are the fights. For the first time, the main bout will be between two ladies who don't see face to face. Masendi Brenda from the Uganda prisons will be taking on a lady, Rebecca Amongi, from the Uganda police forces. These are two institutions, both big and major in this part of the country, but it's not even about the institutions. It's about these two ladies. This is a worthy main fight here.
Everybody in this place, all the fighters, all the trainers, the managers, everyone has been talking about this fight for weeks. These two genuinely do not like each other, and now finally the time has actually come for us to see who is better in this cage.
The time is now for them to score, to settle the score between them. But before the main bout involving those two ladies, before that, we'll be having one that will set the scene. Two ladies, Savannah Karathas, coming on against Lillian Akelo. We'll talk about that later. But the first of the night will be between Jackson Mawanda from the Fight Club taking on James Boozer from the House of Pain. John Tumukunde up against James Owora, and the third bout will be Benedicto Mugera up against Nasil Mukama in the flyweight 56.7 kgs. These 5 bouts indeed are just perfect for the occasion. It's my birth month.
It is your birth month.
So
Happy birthday, almost.
That matters, so they should give us a good show.
No,
I'm
sure they will. Easter is a very good time for family and for peace. For your birthday, it seems, but also it's a very good time for some hardcore hitting in this cage.
Hardcore hitting is what we should expect. Those two are the first for the night. The birth of our Lord Jesus Christ has birthed us a very exciting first bout. James Boozer has got a wealth of experience. He has been fighting since 2003, taking on a man who has only been fighting for 10 years. Not that 10 years is too little, but compared to his opponent, this fight looks like a mismatch, but when it gets to that hexagon, they will match up.
You know what they say about older fighters, it's all about experience. What they say about younger fighters, it's all about the youthfulness, the energy. So we'll see who actually comes out on top. The younger, fresher guy or the older, cool, experienced head.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the time is now. Our Easter present to you from Uganda. For those of you watching us on the 1Zone MMA website, that's www.1zonemma.com, and on the home of Sports Sanyuka TV, we say Happy Easter, and what better gift than this first bout to set the scene for you as we welcome the resurrection of our Lord Jesus Christ. Let's head straight to our ring announcer to just get this party on.
It is indeed a very special good evening to all of you watching us right now. We're coming to you live on www.1zonemma.com and on Sanyuka Television. Welcome to the spicing for your lovely, wonderful Easter Sunday. And in this wonderful hexagon is where the action will be taking part. And now, to a fast bout of action tonight in our lightweight division. Ladies and gentlemen, welcoming into the yellow corner, age 26 at a height of 175.5, weighing in at 70.2, Ugandan by nationality. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome the Gladiator King, Jackson Mawanda. And now, welcoming into the black corner, aged 33 at a height of 160.4, weighing in at 70.2, Ugandan by nationality. Please make welcome of Sampierre, the man to answer all the questions, James Boozer. So much to expect on this wonderful Easter Sunday, and time for action is now. Handing it over to our center left referee, Mr. Leonard.
Fighter, come. Fighter, come. I expect a good fight. Keep it safe at all times. Listen to me always. All 1Zone MMA rules apply. Remember, no elbows allowed. Do not hold on to the cage. Do not hit a fighter on the ground, the back of the head or the spine. Fighter to your corner. Fighter, to your corner.
No more talking, ladies and gentlemen. The resurrection of our Lord Jesus Christ has birthed something very exciting. It is a bout between two gentlemen, both very exciting fighters. Formerly one a karate fighter with a brown belt and the other a kickboxer. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to 1Zone MMA fight number 1. I am Web Daniel Sabachije, and with me is a lady who is a fighter, Olivia Nantumbwe, joining us, and of course Ian Mutenda. Olivia, what a day for us.
Well, it's definitely great to be here. Straight off the bat, in the first fight, you can see that James is at a disadvantage considering his height, but he's doing pretty well. He has Jackson already in a clinch, taking him to the cage, and he's keeping him there.
He does well to keep him there. Remember, James Boozer is a brown belt in karate, but he seems to have his intentions clear. He wants to take this fight down. He looks like he's trying to plan a takedown, Ian. Yeah, no, he has a clinch. He has one arm under Jackson's left arm. He's trying to maintain control, pin his opponent against the cage, and so far so good. Like you said, he is a brown belt in karate. A brown belt in karate, but how much will the brown belt come in handy against a man who is so strong, first of all? That is Mawanda Jackson, a K1 kickboxer. That's where he's been...
James is actually doing pretty well right now because he's avoiding that distance advantage that Jackson has, which is in his favor right now.
Yes, no question about it. He has eliminated the reach advantage of Jackson early on. As the coach's bellow instructions telling him stay strong, he cannot throw you down. James Boozer is the more experienced fighter, as we pointed out earlier. Yeah, started fighting in 2003. That's 9 years before Jackson Mawanda, his opponent, ever thought of fighting. But very powerful gentleman there in the cage. Very interesting fight. I think Jackson is obviously trying to hit his opponent, but James Boozer has done quite well to completely eliminate that. He's getting a few shots to the side and the back of his head, but I don't think they've been as impactful as Jackson would like. He does well to keep him close to him because he knows his reach could be dangerous if he gives him a single inch. Yeah, he will make use of it to land those nasty punches. So he chooses to keep him close. And I think, Olivia...
He's doing pretty well, but
I think a few of those landed,
not much action has been happening. This is actually pretty good. It's finally some movement. Jackson is trying to get out of that terrible that position where he couldn't use his height to his advantage.
Well, he says he knows his game should be countered because of the height disadvantage he's got.
No, but it's interesting because
I feel like he's almost being the aggressor now.
No, he is being the aggressor. I think his experience is showing, like you pointed out earlier, and the fact that he's keeping him alongside the cage. I think the ref has had enough of that clinch, though.
Yeah, some action, he says.
He wants a bit more action.
Not much was happening in that section.
Yeah, but the thing is, for James Boozer, you can't blame him for having that type of fight. Yeah. He wants to be in control. He wants to pin his opponent. He does have a background in karate, in kickboxing as well, and taekwondo. But I think when he gets into that clinch, we expect to see a bit more action, especially with, that was
okay, James is doing actually pretty well considering.
No, he is. He is doing quite well so far. And you know that this is what Jackson wants. He wants them in this type of position, and he wants to be throwing a few more of those type of kicks.
Oh, he's going to the back. Is he going to take his back?
Jackson should do well to avoid that. He does well. Uses his height well to get over.
Oh, this is not good for James.
This time James is the one who was pinned to the cage. James managed to turn that one around, but again, Jackson this time is not having too much of that. Jackson is definitely trying to connect, but I think James Boozer has done quite well. Yeah, he has done quite well to avoid much of that damage.
He's controlling the distance that Jackson has between the two of them, and that's pretty good.
Yeah, he made it clear. I was speaking to him, and I like the fact that he appreciated and acknowledged the fact that he's not.
There we go.
Jumps onto
Gets
the
his back very early. He's going for a rear naked choke. Very well done by Jackson.
Brilliant slam there from Jackson.
This is not a good position for James. He's at the bottom, and once Jackson gets up, he can go straight for that ground and pound.
The guard is doing well to save him.
He's doing very well to keep his opponent close to him. Yet again, he's avoiding any direct hits.
I feel like should be a closed guard for him.
It's ideally yes, but in this position he needs to get out of it.
So he's trying to
at
roll
the-
over.
He needs to get out of that position.
Force a reversal, but 10 seconds to go.
It's time.
It's actually time, the end of the first round.
What a round. I was
What a
actually
round.
quite
It's
impressed.
good,
That was actually pretty good.
Very-
Going in, I expected James to be at a disadvantage considering his height, but he was able to control that match the whole time.
And I think that's a good thing about him. When you talk to him, he tells you clearly, I know I'm not tall, so I've got to do everything to ensure I don't take in a lot of punches. So what he did today, I think his plan was keep him as close as you can, try to take him
Definitely.
down when you can, and let the game flow on the ground, because that in grappling is where he has a chance against such a tall guy.
No question about it. But you see, his background, James Boozer, is karate, it's taekwondo. And once he gets into those positions where he's close to his opponents,
And
especially in the
look at
clinch,
At this
I
point, he was
think he
trying
could
to
do a
get
bit
his
more.
back.
He was. And he almost got a rear naked choke. There was one moment where he got his back. It looked like he was going for the rear naked choke, but
I liked his
Jackson did well to avoid that.
But I like Boozer's concentration
Right
and awareness,
there.
because he
I
was
think
quick
that's
to
the
jump
moment.
onto the back, and when you get on the back, the first instinct is go for that neck, go for a rear naked choke.
He needed to
so
get
fast.
his hooks in for that to work out.
But
for
again,
him.
the height disadvantage denied him a chance to go for a proper rear naked choke.
If he had gotten his hooks in and
Yeah.
stayed in the back position, this would have been that would have been his chance.
Yeah, but I think Mawanda's neck was way up too high for him. That's why he had to jump onto the back and cling onto him. But how would you score that first round, Olivia?
Definitely James. James had a control of most of the fight.
You agree, Ian?
Yeah, I think just about. I wouldn't say definite, but no question that he looked like the one who fought the type of fight he wanted in that first
A
round.
type of fight, well, looks like a game of chess now. The two fighters are highly concentrating. They are still trying to study each other. The first round gave us something, a bit of a balance between the two. What will the second one bring? Do you...
Again, both fighters center of the cage.
We can see Jackson is being more careful this time.
Yeah, he loves to play on the counter. I think he's waiting for... rather, James loves to play on the counter. He's waiting for Jackson to come at him.
Make a mistake,
Make a
perhaps,
mistake
and
and
pounce.
back land a powerful back.
Very well taken down. Ooh.
Nice hit.
Nice.
Proper hit that landed.
It
That would have
landed.
been the time to just slam onto him and get him down. He lost the chance.
He seemed a bit hesitant. For a moment, I thought he was coming at him when he was down, but his reaction lacked a bit.
Yeah, he was a bit slow in that situation.
But again, James Boozer looks like someone who has definitely been fighting for years. Very, very well aware of what's going on around him.
Concentrating.
Proper concentration.
Proper concentration is important. Keeping his eyes on his opponent.
After that, it looks like Jackson is being careful with his kicks because James
is.
got him the last time.
I think James's karate background is actually showing. It's not very easy to take these karate guys down.
Yeah, that's what you
And
get
they
when
do
you're
maintain
facing a
quite a lot
brown
of
belt.
control. He is a brown belt, yes.
Good
There
job
you
there.
go.
Landed, trying to take him down, but Mawanda is so powerful on his, but he keeps exposing his back, and that's dangerous.
Yeah, but I think he's done well to avoid it this
Yeah,
time. Again, pin against the cage. This time, I would like to see a bit more action in this
Action in the
clinch
cage, yeah.
because James Boozer could actually do a bit more with his legs. His feet, he could stamp on his opponent, try to create more opportunities for himself. Could try perhaps a few knees as well.
And the fact that Mawanda is sweating, you saw
There
him
you go.
sliding again.
That's what I'm saying.
You think it would be easy for him to sweep him down?
This
because
time he's landing quite a few more.
Again, he turns him over, lands a few punches. It's coming tight.
James needs to do something in this situation. Otherwise, the referee is going to separate them again.
And take us back to a restart.
No, but I think we saw just a bit more action that first time round. Again, he's trying. I think he's trying to get into. Oh, that landed.
That's dangerous. A
Couple of
is that a
strikes there
guillotine?
from
Yes,
Jackson.
it's
He's going for the guillotine.
An attempt for a guillotine. Mawanda seems to be.
This is a dangerous position for James. He needs
Very,
to get
very
out of the
dangerous.
guillotine.
Jackson has that. He does have that
his
guillotine.
His chin should be down, should be close to him.
He can't get out of it.
This is. And Mawanda is so powerful. I don't. He does the
Yes,
Gets out and he's in the full mount.
That guillotine was
Very
right.
Keeps pounding.
He needs to get up
and get a proper position to pound.
get some distance away from him, get his chest as far from him as possible, and then go straight for the ground and pound. But Jackson is keeping him real close.
Jackson is doing well to roll himself over. That's against the rules. No cage support. Keeps him close.
I think James Boozer did very well to get out of that situation. Looked like he was in trouble with that guillotine attempt. But now
James is going for the ground and pound at this situation.
For the ground and pound.
This is very dangerous.
Pounding. It's dangerous for Mawanda.
Jackson Mawanda, the more experienced fighter, is on top.
Jackson is keeping him close, so that's good for him.
He has done well to get hold of his opponent. Yes, Olivia, he really did that.
But he's landing a few punches to his face.
Yeah, James is getting a few punches in, but those punches are not that strong. Yeah, they're not.
Not as powerful as they otherwise would be.
But James still has a good position.
Yeah, he definitely does. He just needs to create the distance so that his punches can pack a bigger punch.
Oof.
Yes, just like that.
He pounds, keeps pounding.
Landing a few more shots right now.
Jackson is keeping control of it. He's doing his best to stay safe in this situation.
He's playing proper defense.
Definitely.
Throws a few punches
But he's in
down
trouble.
as well. But whenever
There's
he tries
no question he's in trouble.
Troublesome for Jackson. Ground and pound.
Not getting full contact.
This is not good.
Whoa.
He exposes his back.
Again.
Rear naked choke. This is dangerous.
He
It looks
got
dangerous
his
for
back.
Jackson.
He needs to get his...
I think Jackson's trying to keep...
Jackson is
feet well. James is locking his feet well. Jackson is trying to escape, but...
Definitely, but James has
James
those...
is not giving him any spaces.
Not at all.
Look at his face. This looks
Look at
dangerous.
his face. He is in trouble, but he's doing well to keep James's arms open.
Puts him back down. Another
Back
slam
down.
there.
All the experience of the older fighter here showing.
Jackson is really holding his own.
He is holding his own, and that is another
Jackson has
round
been saved by the bell.
Definitely.
Wow.
What a round.
What a round.
What a round. What a round. What a round.
James Boozer taking advantage of every opportunity to try and get a winning position.
No, I love it. We talked about the younger fighter, perhaps the more youthful, more energetic guy in Mawanda versus the more experienced, older, cool head who has been there, done it all. And I think James Boozer actually came through in the first two rounds. Certainly in the second round, when he was in trouble, he managed to turn that round into his favor.
Now that was the mistake there.
That was a sign of things to come.
He should have kept going for Jackson
But
at that
I don't know
point.
why James hesitated.
I think he hesitated because he was respectful of the counter from his opponent in that position, because his legs were actually free and he could have got a few.
When Jackson got that
strikes in
guillotine,
there.
it was only a matter of time, but it wasn't in.
Yeah, the guillotine attempt wasn't in.
But Jackson kept exposing his back.
When
that position.
Yes, he did.
In this mount position, I think actually Jackson Mawanda did quite well, basically, to hang in there until the end of that round.
But James should have
pressure.
finished that off.
No, he had the opportunities
to
do so.
Such a ground and pound position.
But we've talked about
we've
talked about the younger fighter. Well, let's see if anything to do with cardio plays out in this final round. Though the way James Boozer has been in control, I don't think cardio will be that big of a factor in this round.
Well, let's see how it goes. The third round is always one where you've got to regulate your cardio.
Definitely.
Fighter, are you ready? Fighter, are you ready? Fight!
Here we go. Final round.
The final round. Now all for the money.
Seems like they're being super careful at this point.
Yeah, you've got to be. I mean, you might land into a lucky punch from your opponent and you just lose it all.
Very interesting lightweight battle we have going on here. But I like how James Boozer has handled this fight.
I feel like Jackson is now being more careful. He's not attacking like he was the first two rounds.
You can see his movement. You can see the lateral movement, trying to get away from his opponent.
Good sprawling there.
Very good sprawl.
Sprawling to avoid a takedown from Jackson Mawanda.
Yeah, Mawanda's trying to change level, trying to take him down, but again, the experience of Boozer, his background that we spoke about earlier, did very well to avoid that.
I think the sweat is playing its part as well.
At this
Each
moment
of them
in time,
is trying
it
to
is.
get a better position in this situation.
It's difficult. He can't get a good grip onto his opponent because
James is now getting
Jackson
closer.
should be careful not to expose his neck.
He really, really should.
He could set himself up for a guillotine.
Could set himself up for any sort of submission.
This may not have been the best position for either one of them, but James is definitely coming out on top.
Yeah. I think we've seen this throughout the fight. He has managed to turn most of his into his advantage.
He exploits any little opportunity.
Any opening he has managed to do it. Mount position yet
Yes,
again.
straight for the ground and pound.
Ground
Again,
and pound. Nothing really
this is
landing.
dangerous now. It looks dangerous for Jackson.
Jackson is holding James close, so that's pretty good.
Jackson is playing good defense, but again, I feel like James Boozer should be more effective in these positions. You don't get multiple positions like that and you don't really utilize them. With his experience, he should do better to finish it off.
The thing is that Jackson is like you said, his defense is really good. So whatever James comes at him with, he's able to find the best way for him to survive that position and get out of it.
The gladiator keeps getting the right anecdote for everything they throw at him, but this looks dangerous for him.
Very,
Jackson
very dangerous.
trying to set himself up for
Some
a proper ground and
openings here,
pound.
ground and
Jackson
pound.
is
They
trapped in a
connect.
corner in this situation.
He's connecting a lot more at this stage.
Punching. This looks dangerous. He keeps pounding in the face.
He has done quite well to avoid
Again,
contacts.
pushes himself back.
Okay, that's good. Now he'll have more space in case he wants to do the reversal.
The referee warns him not to use the cage. It's against the rules.
Now James Boozer again, he's trying to...
James is trying to create that distance.
He's
and
trying
just going.
desperately to create that distance, trying to finish his opponent
He
off.
has landed so many punches in the face of Jackson. Look at Jackson's face. He has swallowed way too many punches, but give it up to him for his resilience.
Jackson is not giving up in this situation.
He is not giving up. Just under 2 minutes to go. The final round, ladies and gentlemen. Remember, they fight for 3 rounds of 5 minutes each.
I don't know if he's thinking about going for an arm lock there. There was a slight moment, I thought for 1 second that James Boozer might think of an Americana right there, but no.
There is no chance.
There's no chance.
He knows what he's doing. Olivia, what can Jackson do to get out of this position and try to get into an advantageous position for him?
He needs to make a good reversal, but the problem is James is really using his weight well. Whatever Jackson tries to do, he just pins him down and keeps his weight evenly distributed, and he's not letting go of that position no matter what.
And the clock is not giving him any chances as well. Tries to go for
He
a good
lost
reversal. That's a powerful
That's exactly
reversal.
what Olivia was talking about.
James is done now. This is not good for him.
Jackson is looking for just one opportunity to mount James and show him what exactly he should have been doing. Finish him off. But the clock.
James is creating that space. He's going back
on their feet. James Boozer.
Back down.
Back down. So many takedowns from James Boozer in this fight.
He knows where he wants this fight to be. He wants it to be down, because once he gets up, Jackson will have the bigger advantage.
While James Boozer, the Taekwondo brown belt, is clearly a grappler. A karate brown belt, rather. Not Taekwondo.
James needs to keep that position right now. It's only a few more seconds.
But you see, for Jackson, unfortunately, I think
The
he's not
referee
getting...
wants some action.
I was going to say, unfortunately for Jackson, he did well to defend, but he will not be winning this fight.
Look how tired James looks.
No, but
He might be in control of the bout, but look at how...
around 5 seconds, both fighters look done. 3 very, very long rounds.
10
And
seconds
it
to go,
is
his timeout.
Right done.
I think without question, the man raising his arms is the victor.
James knows he has done enough.
And Jackson also knows he didn't, unfortunately, do enough. That was a good fight. Good opening fight right there.
Proper fight. I like the fact that James kept taking the fight down on the ground.
That's because he knew that would be his better position in this situation.
That's what you do if you know you don't have a good reach against your opponent.
Yeah, that was very impressive from James. We talked about his experience, and I think it really came through. He's good on his feet. He's good at stand-up, but he just knew with the reach disadvantage that he had, try to keep that distance as minimal as possible and fight the type of fight that he wanted. I think all the experience showed right from the beginning of this fight.
This is definitely because of the experience he has in other fights. So he just made a game plan that would work for him in this situation.
Well, but give it up to Jackson Mawanda, fighting against a guy who has got 9 more years of experience than you. You surely gave him a proper run for his money. His defense game was so good.
No, he was very good. I think Jackson. But the thing is, Jackson, man, I thought tried. He really tried. He got the neck a couple of times, but you could tell that James Boozer, with his experience, I thought he was more experienced in terms of karate and taekwondo and kickboxing. But he showed even when they went down that he knew what he was doing. He wasn't out of place, and he managed to get the opponent off his neck. He managed to get Jackson Mawanda off his neck every single time. It looked like there might be a choke somewhere or anything. He actually managed to get out of that situation.
Yeah, but never mind him clearly being the winner of this fight. I feel like James Boozer has got to be more effective. When he gets those advantageous positions, he's got to be able to do enough to finish off the fight. Against another opponent, I think he might be punished for not being effective.
It's not exactly that. It's because Jackson, every time James got on top of him, Jackson managed to keep him close at all times.
So it's more about Jackson's good defense than James Boozer's lack of,
No, I think so.
Effectiveness.
I think so. We saw this repeatedly. Every single time he was keeping his opponent close, failed to get those hits. Good opening fight, actually. Very good opening fight,
and you can see clearly Jackson Mawanda's cutman is the busier one of the two.
No question. But you see, what I liked about this fight is that we saw different aspects of mixed martial arts. We saw them on their feet. We saw them throwing punches. They exchanged a few kicks, not so many. We saw them in the clinch, where early on they didn't do so much, but later on we saw a bit more. And eventually they went to the ground. And both fighters again look quite okay in that situation.
They look quite okay, and indeed James Boozer will be looking and feeling more okay. As you can see him right there, clearly has bossed this one, but it's time for us to head straight to the ring announcer to make this one official. The first fight of week number 3 of the 1Zone MMA mixed martial arts in Uganda. For those of you watching us from wherever you are, it's 1 fight down, 4 more to go, including a main fight involving 2 ladies from 2 forces. Ladies that don't see face to face will be facing off in our main fight of the night. The first all-lady main bout we've got so far. Trust you me, it's going to be an exciting one. But as we do wait to hear from the ring announcer, and of course let's stay straight there now for this to be made official.
Ladies and gentlemen, in our lightweight division tonight, Judge Amos scores it 27-29, Judge Derek scores it 27-29, Judge Judith scores it 26-28. And now, in the lightweight division, winner by unanimous decision, ladies and gentlemen, James Boozer! James Boozer, winner, lightweight division, the first bout on fight tonight. The whole world is watching you right now. How does it feel? Like crazy fight right in there, 3 rounds indeed, not knockout, but indeed you match out as the winner in this one. How do you feel?
I'm feeling so good, so good. Victory belongs to Jesus. Victory belongs to Jesus. I love my coaches, Coach Gomez, Coach Isma. I salute you. I salute you, 1Zone MM. I salute you to make me what I am here. Yeah, that's great. I appreciate my family was supporting me. My friends, Timo, Timo, Muchibi, Lawrence. I thank you. I thank you, everyone. My supporters. I thank you all. I support you. I thank you. I praise you in Jesus' name.
I mean, words on such an Easter Sunday when your opponent was moving out. I heard you just say, you cannot get angry. Do you have a cordial relationship? I've been looking forward for a rematch.
My code is whoa.
Indeed, words from our winner tonight, light division, one more time. Ladies and gentlemen, James Boozer!
Of the night in the lightweight category, a proper, complete mixed martial arts bout. We've watched that man right there from the house, or rather the University of Pain. That's the name of his gym. He took all the pain he got from Jackson Mawanda. He tried everything in his power to get a submission. Give it up to Jackson for his resilience. But what a proper, complete bout this has been to set the scene on this Easter Sunday. Olivia.
If I'm to be honest, I didn't think James would actually have this, considering the height difference. But once he went in and I saw he just kept taking everything to the ground, every chance he got, every opportunity he had, he went straight for it, kept things on the ground, and kept putting Jackson in very difficult situations.
Yeah. Very difficult situations, yeah. And
No doubts. I think every single bit of his experience showed today. He knew the type of fight he wanted from the very first round. That's exactly what he did. He had control for the majority of it. When he was in trouble, he knew how to get out of that trouble. So very impressive performance. And like he said, he had so many people watching back home, and that one was for them.
It was for them indeed. That was our first bout of the night, ladies and gentlemen. Jackson Mawanda from the Fight Club losing to James Boozer in what has been a very complete bout. But it is 1 down, 4 to go, including 2 ladies bouts. Those will be the final 2 bouts of the night. So you better stick around because action is just starting now. And moving on to the next, because it's, a fight of action. John Tumukunde is going to be coming into that hexagon against James Owora. Both fighters are quite experienced. I think they are separated by just 1 year. One is 32, the other is 33. Tumukunde, the older one by a year, is a kickboxer. And James Owora plays both boxing and kickboxing. You expect to see more striking probably in this?
Yeah, you talk about experience. John Tumukunde has a 16-year experience, but he has 183 amateur fights, 30 professional fights. I don't think we've had anyone with that amount in terms of how many fights they've actually had in their careers. On the other hand, James Owora, 22 kickboxing fights, very experienced as well. This is very, very tough to call.
I've watched John Tumukunde too much in kickboxing bouts as an undercard, and I'll tell you, he's quite a proper kickboxer. But Olivia, you've been in such a hexagon. You've been, practicing BJJ and all. We know that MMA is a whole different, ball game, if I would call it.
Yes, it definitely is. And in this situation, both of them are basically strikers, so I'm actually excited to see if any of them will take it to the ground. It wouldn't be advantageous, but it would be exciting to see who takes who to the ground and what happens next.
Well, it will be exciting, like Olivia puts it, to see who takes it to the ground. The first one gave us much action on the ground, but let us head straight to that ground where the battles are about to unfold in the second bout of the night.
Indeed, we're getting into our second bout of action tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, welcoming into the yellow corner, he's aged 33 at a height of 160.9, weighing in at 65 kgs, Ugandan by nationality. Ladies and gentlemen, in the featherweight division, welcome John Tumukunde.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Welcoming his opponent, aged at 32, at a height of 160.6, weighing in at 64, Ugandan by nationality. Welcome to the hexagon, the Bristol, James Owora. We're coming into the yellow corner, James Houston Owora. And in the black corner, John Tumukunde. Handing over to Judge Abe to pronounce our rules of participation in the hexagon.
Listen to me. All the rules of 1Zone MMA. A was not around. Me not around. Running Prince not around. Listen to me at all times.
Two fairly traveled fighters. Tumukunde has been to Italy and Greece. The farthest his opponent, James Owora, has been is Egypt in North Africa, both as kickboxers. But for the first time, they face off in the 1Zone MMA hexagon. Welcome to our second bout of the night. Ian, two strikers most likely are facing off in what is expected to be a battle of two experienced fighters.
No, this is a very good fight. I think two guys, like you said, with a lot of experience. Even in terms of size, they're very similar in terms of size. This is a very tough fight to call. Even their accolades seem similar.
Well, straight away you can see none of them is eager to go to the ground. They want to keep this up.
Yeah, John Tumukunde with an early couple of kicks, a low kick, a body kick. There they both attempted at the same time as well. And
John Tumukunde is such a powerful kicker.
No question about it, and I think his opponent is also aware of the kind of power he has.
But his opponent is a powerful puncher, as you can see from his powerful jabs.
Nice early exchange there. John Tumukunde, like you said, so much experience. Oof, oof, oof. Some of those punches are very, very close to landing.
Well, the first clinch of the bout. They're trying to take it down.
There you go.
Yes.
Exactly. And he's in a mount position early on, but
John is already on top. This is a very good position for him. He's straight in mount.
he is straight into the mount position. James Owora has him very, very tight.
James Owora landing himself in trouble. It attempted the takedown, but was unlucky to land on the back as he's being mounted now. Taking a few hits there in the face.
Tries to go for ground and pound. He's doing very well to keep... James Owora is doing very well to keep John close to him.
Again.
Trying to avoid any sort of contact.
He's playing good defense, but he's getting
he's getting some hits, no question. Some of them are actually landing.
They are landing.
But those are better than a ground and pound situation.
Yeah. Much, much better. He has done... I think James has done very well to keep his opponent close.
But his legs are on the cage.
Referee needs to watch that.
Needs to watch that.
But of course he can... I'm sure he's going to use it to try to bounce off. There you go. That's exactly what he was doing.
Well, being in defense is not good enough. He needs to get out of this situation because the moment he loses that hold on John, it's going to be a terrible situation.
But John looks so firm on top of him.
Definitely.
I don't think he's letting go of him anytime soon.
No question. I think he's just trying to get loose and get into the ground and pound that you talked about.
It's becoming a game of chess now, but the referee says give us some action.
The referee steps in right there. I think these two guys are like, let's get back to what we do best.
But there is clearly a certain level of respect between the two. I think they did their research about each other.
No question about it. Like I said, even when you look at their profiles, very similar in terms of age, height, weight. No question that John is the more experienced one in terms of the number of fights he has had. But he's fighting against a guy who, like you said, last year went to Egypt World Kickboxing Championships, got a silver medal. So they know what the opponent has to offer. And I think that explains the kind of start we've had.
Yeah, and obviously on their feet is where they would rather be as strikers. Again, proper punches taken by either sides. But what a brilliant takedown there from James Owora.
That was good. That was a lot better from James' second time round.
And he ended up in mount in this situation.
He's in the mount position now. It's the reverse situation of what we saw earlier. This time it's John who is keeping James close to him.
James keeping John down. Does he take better advantage of this? John did not do so much on James in that position.
Not at all again, but
maybe James will show him how it's done.
No,
That's if he can get out of that hold.
I like the fact that all fighters we've seen so far do play good defense, especially when they are down in such positions. They know you've got to keep your opponent close.
They keep the opponent very close, but I think the guys that we're seeing on top need to also do a bit more in terms of how they get the control, get into the control, controlling the opponent's legs.
But Olivia, how difficult is it for you to get yourself in a position to pound your opponent in that position?
As long as your opponent keeps you close to them, it's going to be hard for you to make the distance and go for the ground and pound. Because in this situation, he has James really tight on him.
And of course, you can see he's definitely trying to bridge, trying to move. He's trying to actually get himself out of this position. John, that is.
Yeah. But the energy you spend trying to keep your opponent close to you.
This is a very, very hard round to call, and it will be a very hard round to call for the judges as well.
He's definitely having a hard time trying to do that reversal because he's not doing the proper technique.
That was another hit.
10 seconds
warning,
to go.
But
it is actually the end of the round.
Yeah, end of the round. It is a very tight round, that was.
Very, very tough to call because, like we said, the way they started this fight, two guys with a lot of experience, especially in kickboxing, on their feet, trying to get a feel of the opponent, a few kicks, a few jabs in response. But once they got to the ground, it was almost a reversal. First part of the fight, John took James down. Second part of the first round, it was the other way around. So, very, very interesting one for the judges.
Olivia, who outscored this event?
Because every time they went down, they both did the very same thing, kept the opponent really close.
Both on their feet, took some hits,
and even
some kicks as well.
Even in terms of the number of strikes they landed, it was very, very similar. Like we said, it would be very tough to call.
Maybe the slight edge for James could be the takedown. How he was able to take
the second one. But I think the first time round, it was pretty much the other round. I might just about give it to James as well. But to be honest, if that is a level round, I don't think any of us will be surprised.
Well, no surprises yet. It has been a proper match between the two.
Very, very close contest, this one. This could really go the distance.
Go the distance. The second round is on between these two lightweights.
Here we go.
Very experienced fighters, both concentrating, so focused.
Okay, good early movement from John to Mukunde. Want to see if he has a few feints. There you go.
Oh, wow. That was a good jab from...
nice exchange.
Good exchange, very good exchange.
John to Mukunde.
Good reaction from Tumukunde again there to avoid that kick. Another attempt at a low kick.
They're both being very careful.
Very, very careful. Tumukunde is circling this cage, trying to get a read of his opponent.
James is more daring to attack.
He is attacking straight. Very interesting fighters, both orthodox fighters.
The coach is saying, James, we are in one position. Keep moving.
That's it.
Give us some movement. And he comes at him with a hard
I guess that's what happens when you move. You expose yourself to one or two of those strikes.
But give it up to John, because whenever James has attacked him with a hard punch, he has something to respond.
No, he does. But I think fair play to James. It's the same for both fighters. They're both aware of what the opponent is trying to do. They're ready to counter punch or counter kick.
James trying to take it down. He does take it down again. Another takedown for James. That's another good score for him. What does it do down now?
He's on top, so this could be a good chance to go for the ground and pound.
But John is doing well to avoid that, keeping him close to him again.
Keeping him close. Trying to maintain control on James's right leg, not so much.
He has his foot on the cage.
Foot on the cage.
And the ref sees it.
Is quick.
He's alert.
This is going to be a tough fight. I think this type of situation, type of takedown we saw, could end up becoming the decisive factor in terms of how the judges score this. Try and get into a mount position. James is in a mount position again.
John is not letting him get any space to land any significant punches.
These two definitely
have
that respect. That one landed again.
John took a powerful hit.
John Tumukunde took another powerful hit, but he's keeping very, very low and very, very tight.
Yep.
I like how he's hanging in there, but if he's going to win this fight, he has to do much more than what he's done this round, for sure.
There's a lot of inaction when they reach this situation. It's just like a stalemate, and you're just waiting for someone to do something.
Well, at least James did something there with that right hit.
You can see he's trying to get out of that hold, but John is not letting go.
More distance. John is keeping it really tight alongside the cage, trying to loosen him up with 1 or 2 punches, but like you said, not much. None of them are really as effective as they could be. To be fair to John, he has done well.
So well.
From the second half of the first round and the early part of this round, I think he has done well in terms of preventing the damage that could have been done once James has been in this mount position.
Oh.
Yes, but much as
was landing.
much as he's in this situation where he's keeping James very close and tight, if he does not get out of that position,
He will lose the round for sure.
definitely.
And
He needs to get out of it.
the longer he stays there, the more tired he will become.
And again, like we said, this looks like it might go the distance. You cannot afford to be losing any of these rounds.
John is trying to...
He's trying to hold on. I think he's trying to look for opportunities to reverse this, but James is not really giving him too much.
his own ideas, not letting him
Is
at all. Oh.
He needs the right technique to finish that reversal. He's not blocking his leg, so every time he tries to go for the bridge, it's just...
Yeah, I think
James can just keep his weight down.
Yeah, James is too firm on him. So firm on him. It's difficult for him to force that reversal. I think what he can do now, with 50 seconds on the clock, of course, obviously he's not looking at the clock, but he just needs to stay down as long as he can, keep James as close to him as he can.
He's avoiding he's avoiding damage, no question about it. But I think, like we were hinting earlier, like Olivia was hinting, if John is to pretty much have any way of winning this fight, and certainly winning this round, he has to do much more in the last 20 or so seconds, 25 seconds.
I really don't think there's much he can do to win this
Absolutely not. I think in terms of control, certainly James has been in more control in this round.
10 seconds to go.
Finally.
Finally gets out of that. Give it up to him.
He has taken a lot of hits in that
situation. Several hits. Finally got out at the very end of that round.
But
very tight one this is.
Straight to his face.
Straight to his face later on.
These two fighters just match each other in many things. Brilliant stuff there from John Tumukunde to avoid being finished off while on the ground. Escapes it.
Very experienced fighter.
Finally.
But he spent most of the time in a defensive position.
He was in a defensive position. I think if we were to call that round, while the first round seemed almost impossible to call, I think the second round would have to give to James. No question.
It's a no-brainer.
James Owora was the guy that got the takedown. He maintained control throughout the fight. He landed a few hits as well, some good strikes, try and get into a ground and pound position. But that didn't quite happen because of what John was doing defensively. But no question, I think James took that one.
Well, is it surprising that he looks to be the more tired fighter? Look at
royalty in his corner.
John's corner. I mean, there's royalty in his corner.
He has royalty in his corner. That should be enough to give
him
a boost.
You can see that James was using a whole lot of energy just trying to get his arms out.
I hope he has got enough left in his tank for the final round, because it seems to be on top of this one. But we've seen fighters lead rounds but fail to come out of their corners for the second round.
John is going to want to avoid James getting on top of him.
Here we go, final round.
Final round of the bout. Where does it go?
I love to see that respect at the beginning of each round, and then they go crazy after that. But I think John has to do more. If we're talking about okay, this is the final round, this is the decisive round, John has to go all out.
Yeah, for sure.
He is losing this fight at this moment in time. There's no doubt about it.
For sure, as he looks to be the aggressor now, looking more.
Whoa,
that
is
heavy
beautiful.
hits.
Well, he's definitely doing more this time.
That was a beautiful
and
exchange.
Taking a bit more
taking
punches
a low kick there, but I think he does have to take a few more risks.
And I think he needs to protect his face a bit more. His guard is not firm for me. He's forgetting that James is a boxer.
No, he is.
And
He's certainly a boxer, but again, perhaps he's trying to tempt him into committing and then opening up, and he lands the counter like that.
Wow, this is going to be too hard for John.
No, it is. It
It
is.
is
But
going to be too
but
hard.
he just like I said, he just needs to go all out. First round was very even, but he clearly lost that second one.
Olivia, you look at the composure of James.
I like that a bit. The few more feints. Whoa, that punch landed. That was a nice cross from James.
James is trying to come up with another takedown. John is watching.
This is
He
another.
escapes it.
He's trying to keep this in stand-up position because he knows once he goes on the ground, it's not his best position.
It's not his play area.
Another-
Striking is his game.
But even if striking is his game, he's not striking as
He's not
much as
striking
James
enough.
is.
That's true. That's true. He's not landing enough. I think we've seen a few more feints. We've seen him trying to maybe get a feel of what James has to offer when he feints, when he fakes, when he tries a few of those kicks. But James is really not giving much away in terms of opening up, loosening his defense. Another low kick right there from James. I'd like to see some more movement. I know it's a third round and they've slowed down a bit, but I think John needs to move a bit more as he was early in the
John needs it
early in
more.
the
He's
fight.
got to do something. He's
No
becoming
question about
he's
that.
beginning to look more animated. Oh,
Another low kick
another
right
low kick
there.
for him. But James looks so firm, taking those in as they come. If you are James, Olivia, what should you be thinking about right now? You know you've bossed the second round the way he did.
Honestly, what James is doing already is pretty good. He just keeps
low
giving
kick.
in some more hits, getting more points. But John, in this situation, he's too passive.
That's true.
James is clearly managing the fight.
Yeah, I think James is in control. I think he knows he's in the lead.
Yeah.
Well, I think he should be in the lead as far as we're aware.
Oh wow!
Nice low kick.
Nice
That's-
exchange, yes.
You see, that is why they've been avoiding that full-on.
But James,
those
give it up
full-on
to James.
strikes,
He has
'cause
got a
they've-
very good response to everything that comes at him.
No doubt about it. I think I love the counter strikes from we're seeing from these two guys.
John beginning to look more animated,
I
dancing
think
around.
He's now circling much more than he was early in the round, hitting a few more low kicks like that one.
He's getting a bit more aggressive.
He's getting a bit more aggressive. He's a very experienced fighter. He knows he has about 90 seconds to turn things around. I like that low kick. We've seen that low kick a number of times. A nice exchange there. Another quick combo from James.
But James has landed so many punches.
He has definitely
And
landed
most of
more.
them are counter punches.
Yes. You can tell why he got that silver medal in Egypt last year.
Well, don't forget he's fighting against a man who has won gold.
He is fighting against a man with, like I said, so much more experience. But the reason I emphasized last year is because, as I said earlier tonight, the more experienced guys, you start to think, okay, they did these things a while ago.
Yeah, for sure.
No, but yeah, respect to both fighters. I just think James has had the edge.
It looks like John keeps taking one strike, going out, and then he attacks only when James attacks him. That's when there's a proper exchange.
That's true.
Well, when you take so many hits from such a man, you've got to respect them.
He does, but time is running out. He needs to take more.
He needs to take more chances.
Yes.
Another low kick
Just a few
there. Go
seconds
nice
to go.
exchange. Oof.
Oh,
Close.
Close.
That's a good round.
barely
kick.
15 seconds to go. I think it's done, guys. 10
It's
seconds to
amazing
go.
that they can still go on.
Yeah,
None of them looks tired out or anything.
Yeah, I think this is what you get from experienced fighters. They know how to regulate their cardio. You just know how to regulate your breathing.
That was interesting. Very, very, very interesting from both fighters.
Very interesting.
Very
Much
interesting
respect
from both
for
fighters. So
both
much
fighters.
respect. Very, very interesting from the guys. But I think just about we'd have to call this one. We're leaning more towards James in terms of what he did. I think he landed a few more.
For sure. Give it up to John. He has done a lot. But James has done enough for me to get this fight.
Yeah.
I think the best round for James was the second round where he had John on the ground most of the time.
No doubt about that. I think that was the one that was a bit conclusive in terms of who won it. First and third round were quite quite close.
And these are some of the moments from that bout. John landed a powerful hit there.
There's some beautiful exchanges from these two.
Yeah. If it were a kickboxing fight, I feel like maybe John could have a chance, but perhaps his coaches needed to remind him that this was a mixed martial arts bout. He's been kicking way too much.
No, but it's what he does. It's what he does. You know, the thing with most of these fighters is do what you do best
Yeah, look at
for
that,
as much as for as long as you can. But of course, when things get mixed up, you need to be able to deal with those situations, and that's perhaps what he did not do as well.
For sure. The punches just kept coming. Whenever John came up with something, James was alert enough to come up with a response. And that did matter a lot. John Tumukunde is an officer in the Uganda People's Defense Forces. But James Owora won't care.
No, he will not.
But looking at the two fights we've watched so far, I think these two guys have given us complete mixed martial arts action.
Yeah, the four guys. Yeah, I think in the first fight we saw a bit more with what they were doing when they went to the ground. We saw a bit more when they were grappling. In this one, when they went down, none of the fighters managed to get any decisive advantage. But yeah, like you said, when they went down, they were attempts. They were both defending quite well. But overall, yeah, we've seen two fights go the distance and four fighters giving everything they have.
Giving everything they have. Olivia, if you were John, I think you would wish for a rematch. Would it be a decisive victory for James if he does win anyway?
Maybe if it was in MMA, because in this situation, as soon as John reached the ground, it was just terrible for him. All he could do was just defend. He had a better chance when he stood up, but even then he could just get a few strikes in and then walk out and wait for James to get aggressive before he counterattacked.
Yeah, I think without question. But he will probably want another match because it was fairly close. But like you said, he seemed more comfortable, no question, when they were standing. But he still took a lot of hits.
Yep.
But one thing I've noticed from these two fights today is how important composure is. You've got to be composed if you're going to beat your opponent. Some fights we saw earlier on in the previous week, some fighters came way too excited. We saw Glody, the Congolese, lose his bout because he was too excited to finish it off.
He did too much too quick. The first round completely burnt him out. Thank goodness he's okay, by the way, to anyone who watched last week and saw the state he was in. Glody Kanzeko is fine, and he is in good health. But yeah, it's good to see these type of fighters, like you said, more in control, more composed. And I think over time they're only going to get better.
Well, fighters have always compared mixed martial arts to chess. This is not just fighting. It's a game of technique and strategy, most importantly. Between these two, probably the strategy was to respect each other. But let's head straight to the ring announcer to hear whose strategy won this one.
It is that moment that we come to get to know from our featherweight tonight, John Tumukunde and James Owora. Judge Amos, Scorsy 27-29, Judge Derek, Scorsy 26-30, Judge Judith, Scorsy 27-29, and our winner in the featherweight division by unanimous decision, ladies and gentlemen, James Owora! $80-88. Congratulations. Catch your breath. I know 3 rounds, 5 minutes each round. You finally emerge victorious, the winner in the featherweight category. All right, how do you feel? Take a breath, my brother. Take a breath. Take a deep breath. Yes, indeed. All right, talk to us. Talk to the entire world. How do you feel right now?
The first message that I can say, I take my message to Jesus Christ, my Lord. He has been able to make me be a winner of tonight because I've been a deep pain, injury, have been down on the bed. But I thank God that I've been able to do it. I thank you all the fans who have been there for me. and all the judges in the building. I thank all my seconders, Joan Nasolo and Joshina Lomunya, for seconding me. It has been a great fight. I really appreciate my Lord, King of Kings. In Jesus' name I say, thank you, Lord.
Indeed, thank you very much to all of you that are watching, and big congratulations to you, James Sawara. Big congratulations for being the winner, featherweight. One more time for the featherweight division. Winner by unanimous decision, James Sawara.
Well, our second winner of the night, James Owora. That's what you get when you've got royalty in your corner. Never mind, royalty was beaten in her own fight, but it's not about her. It's now. I think if you look at the action, really, it was clear. It was clear, Ian, that this man won. But what a fair bout this was. It was an even bout.
It was good. It was quite competitive, especially early on. But I think once James Owora got control of the fight, you could see he started to pull away in terms of points. It was interesting when the ring announcer said, I thought I was gonna say John. I was like, dude, what's going on? But I said James, and yeah, I think the right man won that fight.
Well, we need to also put into, we need to remember that these people went 3 rounds, 5 minutes each. And in the third round, they could still stand up and land proper punches, proper kicks. And they just kept going.
They kept going, and sure, they do deserve... I would have given them a standing ovation, but, you know, it's early days. Let me keep it for the ladies. Ladies and gentlemen, that was our second bout between that man, James Owora, who beat John Tumukunde, UPDF officer. Now, 2 fights down, 3 to go. The next one is a flyweight between Nasil Mukama, who is going to be taking on Benedicto Mugerwa. The question is, who will fly above the other? It's an interesting one. Both young men, aged the same, 24 years each, but these 2 fighters are actually so good. I've seen them in training, Ian, and these 2 fighters might give us something very close as well.
It should be fun. Benedicto Mugerwa, they call him Bruce, and Black Dragon. So I don't know, that must be a Bruce Lee thing. He's a taekwondo fighter. He has a Muay Thai background, but his dad was a taekwondo fighter.
So it runs in the blood.
So it runs in the blood. He was trained very early, and he's ready. But he's fighting against a very tough guy, the Black Panther, Wakanda forever. I think Nasir, in my opinion, might have the slight advantage because he has this array of skills, of course, mostly boxing, mostly kickboxing, but it should be fun. This is going to be good.
Well, it should be fun. Nasir is a fast guy. He he's a speedy guy, and we've not seen so many fighters who have got a lot of pace to their game. How important is speed in mixed martial arts, Olivia?
Well, the person who is faster, yes, you can be fast, but if they're able to catch your punches, your kicks, that's not a good situation. So speed is good, but you need to put some more punch into that.
Yeah, Benedicto will have the reach advantage as well.
Well, speed is good, and let me use speed right now to hand you over to our ring announcer to get these fighters into their play area.
Still a very young night, but a lot of action happening down here in the Hexagon at the 1Zone MMA. And now, welcoming into the Hexagon, aged 24, at a height of 169, weighing in at 55, Ugandan by nationality. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Bruce Benedicto Mugerwa. But into the yellow corner at a height of 154, weighing in at 55, age 24, Ugandan by nationality. Welcome the Black Panther, Nasir Mukama. Nasir Mukama in the yellow corner and Benedicto Mugerwa in the black corner. Our center referee is George.
Listen to me at all times. No elbows, no holding the cage, no knees to the head or the ground, and no punching to the spine or the head, back of the head. Am I clear? Fighter clear? Back to your corner, back to your corner.
It is time for action. Fight number 3 of the night between Nasir Mukama from the Fight Club taking on Bruce Mugerwa Benedicto, the Black Dragon, up against the Black Panther.
Here we go.
Who will paint their opponent darker? That's the question. It's action time. Nasir, a taekwondo expert and Muay Thai kickboxer as well. Rather, that's Mugerwa Benedicto. Whereas the Black Panther,
Oh, good early exchange.
Guys,
very good early exchange right there.
Quickly getting down to business. There's no time to waste. We spoke about the speed that Nasir has got. We're clearly seeing it.
He has a choke. He has some sort of choke. He has a guillotine.
But is it tight enough?
Not quite. His back is on the cage, but he has some sort of guillotine. I think Mugerwa.
It looks like it's in tight. Can Benedicto get out of this?
This is very dangerous early on. Benedicto Mugerwa is not in a good position early on.
Dangerous.
He can't get out of it.
This looks like a dangerous person.
He has the guillotine and he's trying to take him down as well.
I feel like if he concentrates on the guillotine,
That's
could get him submitting.
That is exactly what he's doing.
Yep.
Forget about the takedowns. If he concentrates on the guillotine,
If he could just get slightly lower.
Benedicto is holding up, it seems.
I wonder what exactly he's doing with his neck, because that looks so dangerous. How has he been able to buy more time for himself? His coaches are saying, stay there, they will separate you. But I don't think it will be fair on
Mugerwa is
Nasir
desperately
if they spider them, but
Mugerwa is desperately trying to get out. Benedict desperately trying to get out, trying some sort of sweep.
Nasir is not losing that guillotine at all. He's keeping it tight.
You wouldn't want to do that. He has stopped.
Yes,
He has stopped.
Has he tapped?
He has stopped. And it's a wrap, ladies and gentlemen. This could be the fastest.
Oh wait, hold on.
But someone tapped.
That looked like a tap, but he's ready to go. Get to your corner.
Guys, what's happening?
Clearly, Nasir still wants to fight.
That
This should be done.
like it was done. Just to get clarity, felt like it was a tap. Looked like a tap, perhaps it wasn't.
Mugera tapped.
It looked like a tap.
It certainly
Not
looked
sure
like
what's
a tap.
happening now.
It was, because there's no question. I think,
Yes,
I think Nasir did not see what happened, but he was actually tapping. He was definitely tapping.
It is a wrap, ladies and gentlemen.
It is a wrap. We saw a guillotine and it was locked in. I think Nasir was so focused on getting that on tight, he didn't even see. He was ready to continue. That was definitely a submission, and he was tapping
a
it.
quick victory for Nasir Mukama.
He had it locked in. I think there was an attempt at a
Give it up
takedown.
to him. He clinged onto him. He did not let go of him 1 minute. Even when Mugera had so many ideas.
Of course, we saw Mugerwa with an early takedown attempt, but once you go in and you expose your neck and your head the way that Mugerwa did against a very dangerous fighter, as we pointed out in Nasir, that was very, very dangerous. So Nasir was ready for him. As soon as this guy went for the takedown, exposed his head, got hold of his neck, and he stayed very, very firm for that time, for all that time. That was impressive.
Very impressive. But we spoke about the speed that man has. And clearly, it's the speed he used to finish off his opponent.
No, that was fun. He's a kickboxing guy, a boxing guy, a Muay Thai guy, but it turns out he can also submit.
It's actually good that the moment he got that guillotine, he did not let go at all, no matter what Benedicto did.
He tried to get a feel of his legs. He tried to get up. He was trying all sorts of things to get out of that position, but. Wow.
And that's exactly
that was
what
locked in proper.
That's exactly what you do. You have to be effective when you get an opportunity. But, ladies and gentlemen, let's have it official.
Ladies and gentlemen, in the flyweight division, winner by submission, ladies and gentlemen, Nasir Mukama. The sportsmanship spirit right there. It's a hug from the opponent. Big congratulations, Nasir Mukama. And it just feels like the man is getting actually started for the action. How do you feel? You got into submission. That holding right there to get the man lose a breath, and he submits to you. How do you feel? Congratulations for starters.
Yeah, thank you. I feel good, but I'm not surprised. I've done these things since I was young. Since I was in P5, I've been fighting. Now he has just joined the whatever. Now, chenjagala okugamba. Tumira nnyo bamama mwena abeggwanga wallahi. Alhamdulillah. Shaki Mubiru, coach wange, nebaza coach Gomez, nebaza Fight Club Kampala. Ah!
The roaring of a lion right there one more time. Winner by submission in the flyweight, Nasir Mukama.
Nasir Mukama just makes slight work over Mugera in what should be the most surprising victories for me because of how fast it was. But this man just said it. He loves making use of his speed, and it is the same speed he used to finish off his opponent. But Ian, that's what they call effectiveness of the highest order.
No, very effective, and that's what it was. It came down to this guillotine. He got it, and he did not let go. I think perhaps Nasir could have been in a bit more control of his opponent's body, but he had it locked in the whole time, so he wasn't about to let go.
The guillotine started with one hand, but then if Benedicto had held the other hand far away, he may have been able to get out of this, but he just let that hand go. And the moment Nasir got both hands in, that was it.
Where did Mugera lose it? What mistake did he make for him to expose himself that much?
No, I think initially when he was attempting to go for a takedown, because they exchanged a few low kicks and a few strikes, but nothing really serious. But once he tried to actually go in, he exposed his neck. And once you expose your neck against a fighter who clearly has a skill set of Muhammad Nasir, a man who was ready for this. I think once you expose him against a skilled fighter like that, it's pretty much over, because he allowed him get hold of that guillotine and he just didn't let go after that.
And of course the cage also played some advantage to him, because when he got his neck, he was firm.
Just have a look at that.
On the paper, look at that.
He's choking, he's holding on, he held on. Mugira was trying desperately, but he just simply couldn't get out.
He used the cage to his advantage.
His advantage, exactly. Because he was firm on the cage with his back against that corner. I mean, I actually give it up to Mugerai. I feel like it took long to submit.
No, he tried.
he tried.
He tried his very best, but you could see the tap, no question. I don't think Nasir in that moment knew that he had tapped, because he was tapping on the side.
But 100% back into the fight as soon as they separated.
Barely 2 minutes of that, we head straight to our penultimate fight of the night. It's only ladies now. Savannah Carruthers in action. The rain. Will she be raining punches against Lilian Akelo, a lady from the forces in Uganda? It's going to be an exciting one. Ian, this one looks to be exciting for one reason. Both fighters were so composed during their face-off yesterday. And composure, as we've seen in the earlier fights, plays a huge advantage. But these two are composed fighters. You expect to see a clean fight that could go the distance?
No, I don't know if it will go the distance, but certainly they're both young. But Lilian Akelo has a lot more experience than Savannah Carruthers in terms of the number of fights that they've had. Savannah has been training really hard, but she has one Muay Thai fight, one kickboxing fight. Let's see how she actually can translate what she's been doing in training into the actual cage tonight.
The first ladies you're seeing tonight, as a lady, you should be excited for this.
I am excited, but Akelo has more experience. She definitely has more experience. Savannah, she's going to have to put her all into this.
Well, it looks like these guys are already giving it to Akelo, but let's head straight to our ring announcer to just get us underway with the first ladies bout of the night.
And now, it even gets much better as we get into the first ladies fight of the night. Aged 20 at a height of 170.1 centimeters, weighing at 59. Ugandan by nationality, welcoming into the black corner, Savannah Carruthers, the Rain. And now, ladies and gentlemen, Ugandan by nationality, weighing at 59.5 at a height of 169 with an age of 24 years. Welcome to the yellow corner, the Cobra, Lilian Akelo. Ladies and gentlemen, watching us now for the ladies' first fight of the night. In the black corner is Rain, Savannah, and in the yellow corner, Lilian, the Cobra. Center referee is Leonard.
Fighter, come. Fighter, come. I expect a good match. Keep it safe at all times. Listen to me always. All 1Zone MMA rules apply. Most importantly, remember, no elbows allowed. Do not pull each other's hair. Do not cling onto the fence. And do not knee an opponent on the ground to the back of the head or to the spine. No strikes to the back of the head or to the spine. Fighter to your corner. Fighter to your corner.
Here we are for our first ladies bout of the night. Savannah is an English fighter, but born and raised in the Pearl of Africa. You should call her Ugandan. She is Ugandan Muay Thai kickboxer who is facing Lillian the Cobra, a Ugandan as well. Taekwondo is her background and kickboxing. What do they have to offer?
Oh, well, they have a lot to offer, it seems. They're not wasting any time. Good early exchange from both fighters.
We do have a fight for us. Oh, that's a powerful.
That was a powerful body kick that got Savannah down. Savannah did well to recover.
They are aggressive straight from the start.
Very aggressive. That's a takedown from Savannah.
Gets a proper takedown. Lillian trying to roll her over.
Definitely.
She's trying to keep her in check, because if she lets go, Savannah could take her back. Yes, just like that. If she can just get her hooks in, she'll have a better chance. This is a bad position for Lillian.
Good.
Savannah has gotten mount.
She is in a mount position.
Those hits to the ribs will hurt somehow.
They will take their toll definitely after a while. Now she's in a mount position. That's what she was trying to do.
Savannah trying to release herself to get space for some punches to the face of Lillian.
Savannah is definitely landing a few
Lillian
of those.
escapes.
Looks like she's going for some sort of
submission.
She's going for a submission. Savannah is not here to mess around. But now Lillian.
Oh, this is not good for Savannah.
Now, very
She's
quickly.
straight up against the cage, has Lillian in close guard, but that means Lillian can go for a ground and pound if she wanted to.
No, but the guard is way too locked.
It is, but
I feel like if
Lillian.
she keeps the arms down there, it can't be so bad for her.
And that's exactly what it is. Lillian is trying to get her arms free and start pounding, but I think Savannah did quite well.
Savannah did quite well to keep those arms down.
if Lillian creates some distance between her and Savannah, Savannah will be in a terrible position.
I actually feel like Savannah is in a good position to roll her over.
Lillian definitely trying to get control in this situation. Savannah is holding on quite well, getting hold of Lillian's arm, trying to prevent that damage, trying to prevent those punches.
If she could do a sweep, it would be better for her in this at this point.
Lillian trying to release herself. Savannah is saying no. She does land a few hits to the face of Savannah. Those are so many hits to the face of Savannah.
Free. Savannah has done
Savannah
well
needs
to
to
hang
keep
in
her
there.
close.
She needs to keep her very close.
She's losing her arms. She's losing her
needs to
upper
get
body. She needs to get her close. Perhaps grab her by the neck and pull her close. Olivia. Again, she has taken so many hits to her face.
Very many hits, but she's just about hanging in there.
And she's also not using her leg frame as well, because it could help her.
She needs to let go of that guard and get into a better situation. Push Lillian off and get
Well,
back
she
onto
does
her feet.
Exactly just like that.
Just like that.
But Lillian says you're not going nowhere.
She's got her inside control. This Savannah is struggling.
I feel like Savannah is exposing her face way too much. She has been taking quite a number of hits.
She's
Perhaps
using-
not so hard, but they will
Yep.
count.
Yep, but she's using her hands to keep Lillian at bay.
Yeah, she's been doing that the whole time she's been down on her back.
What an intense first round this has been.
Lillian certainly
this
looks
is-
like the more powerful
Lillian is
fighter.
going for the mount.
She is going for the mount.
Yes, she got it.
She has the mount. She's this is very, very dangerous for Savannah.
Savannah
trying desperately to keep Lillian close to her now.
She's trying for the reversal, but there's no space for that either. She needs to keep Lillian close.
Try and keep her very. These are landing
These are
now.
way too many hits to her face.
Yeah.
And the clock is not helping her.
Not at all.
A minute is way too much if you're in that position, Olivia.
In her corner, they're trying to tell her to
She needs to close that distance.
She needs to close that distance. She needs to hold her hands the way she was holding the hands earlier on. She's not doing it as well anymore.
Take her back
Pushed
down.
her back.
Instruction from the coach.
And that's exactly
Lillian's
what she
playing
did.
by her coach's instructions, and it seems to be working for her.
Oh,
What a
nice reversal.
there
What a reversal.
from
That's what,
Savannah.
that's what Olivia was saying she should do, and that's exactly what she did eventually.
She'll take a few minutes to rest there. This bottom hand.
Lillian is now going to be on the receiving end as soon as Savannah can get out of that hold.
No, but Lillian is doing well to keep her close, and this is exactly what Savannah perhaps failed to do.
I think Savannah did it for the earlier part of the fight, but after a while she didn't really have that guard in place. Didn't really have control of her opponent's arms,
Yeah,
and she
trying
took
to escape
several
that.
hits.
Saved by the bell.
Saved by the bell, indeed. Wow, what a
What
very
a round
intense
that
round
was.
that has been.
Very, very intense. I
Ladies
think.
both got off their blocks so fast.
I think these two have shown so much heart, so much fight.
My only disquiet is how well they will be able to regulate their breathing, because we've seen fighters before who have come out aggressive. By the third round or second round, you know there's no more gas in your tank and you're gassed out. But let's see how the two ladies will do this. It seems they came with the same game plan. Both wanted to finish it off early.
No, I like the way Savannah started this fight. She was quite aggressive. She got the early takedown, but once Lillian got the reversal and then got into the mount position, Lillian definitely took over in terms of being on top, landing more hits, more strikes, more punches. And at one point it looked like she could have even finished that fight in the first round, but Savannah did well to hang in there and eventually have a late reversal and attempts to finish.
When they go to the ground, it seems like they both know how to survive.
Yeah, and of course we have to remind people these are two fighters with a kickboxing background.
Yeah.
Savannah is more Muay Thai. Lillian is more of a Taekwondo fighter, but on the ground they showed that they've definitely been working quite a bit.
But I feel like Savannah looks to be more dangerous on the ground. If she gets an opportunity, she can get you to submit.
Well, I think she attempted for one brief moment.
Yes, she did.
She looked like she was going for one submission, but Lillian definitely has, I think, the power advantage, and you could tell in certain positions.
Let's
she
just
was in
say
control.
we've got two good fighters in that cage. But I don't know how you would score that first one, but it was close, and it does.
Very, very close.
And there we go. Wow, a powerful
Early
knee to
knee
the ring.
right there.
Aggressive from the start again.
Again, like we said.
Remember, knees are allowed when you're up. No knees when you're on the ground, especially to the face of your opponent. No elbows as well.
Savannah, I think, should be going for a few more knees. After all, she is a Muay Thai fighter. You'd expect that.
That double underhook could be to the advantage of Lillian.
It is.
Savannah has got to run out of it as fast as she can. Savannah attempted to take her down.
Now she's got the double underhook.
Is it just me or is Savannah a bit tired?
They've slowed down. I think the
She
pace.
has to be. That first round was too intense.
The pace has slowed down. She's
She
has got her back.
Position for a rear naked choke.
She is looking for that rear naked
she's
choke.
getting
She
her
has got her
hooks
back.
in.
This is dangerous for Lillian. This is what you're talking about,
One hook
Olivia.
she needs to get the
She
second
needs to
hook
get the
in.
She needs to get that hook in. Lillian is doing well, just about to survive, but she's getting it.
As long as that second hook isn't in, Lillian can get out of this.
She still has her
She
back.
lets go. Again,
she has it.
Lillian exposes
Beautiful.
her
This is
back
it.
again. This is dangerous.
Very, very dangerous, but
The choke wasn't in
the
tight.
choke was not in. That was close
That
from
was an easy
Savannah.
escape for Lillian. Savannah looks tired.
Not that
Yes,
easy,
she does.
So tired. Things have reversed now. She's taking the hits.
Now,
She's doing good to keep her far away at first, but now close.
but that's it. I think when Savannah gets into this position, she needs to keep on
Pulling her
the
closer
opponent
to
close to her, avoiding all these hits.
Her should be getting her by the neck.
Trying her very, very best, but like I said, there's
She needs a
definitely.
reversal to get out of this situation.
3
I think
minutes to
that's
go.
what she's trying to do. She managed to do that late in the first round.
Savannah is clearly running out of gas.
But
And Lillian is taking it to
Yeah,
her
it is.
advantage.
These are going
these
straight to the
too many
face.
hits to the face of Savannah.
Straight to the
Way
face.
too
How much
many.
longer is this going to
Not
last?
responding.
She
referee
is.
is watching.
She definitely is still responding, but she's taking a lot of punishment here.
She looks so knackered, guys.
She needs to keep going if she
Lillian
wants
is
to win
getting into a
this.
mount position, but Savannah is desperately trying to hold on and probably go for that reversal.
Gets her neck.
Trying her very best. This is a tough one. This is a very, very tough one. These two fighters are giving everything they have. I think Savannah did well to get out of that situation. She was
So
in
well.
trouble yet again.
Considering how tired she looks.
She looks very, very tired, but I think perhaps that is just how that might be her style.
No, you look tired. You take hits and look
No,
tired.
I mean, she looks like she's not there, but she is. That's what I mean. That
give it up to her. She's got a
she's
proper.
got a lot of heart, but I still think Lillian has the power advantage. I think that's why when Lillian has been on top, she looks like she's causing a lot more damage than the other way around.
I actually feel like the reason Savannah did not get proper advantage of that naked rear choke is because she doesn't have so much power in her ribs.
Yeah, I think it was definitely a factor.
In her arms.
It was definitely a factor because she had the back, she had the opportunity, but right now she's managed to turn this around.
Well, it's a game of both technique and power. Clearly, Savannah has got a bit of technique, enough technique.
Yeah,
but
you're
does she have enough
definitely
power?
right. Because when Lillian was in the top position, she kept punching Savannah, trying to get her to get knocked out or something.
No doubt about
But
it. She was trying to
Savannah,
finish.
in the very same position, is just.
Actually, she's still the one taking the hits.
No,
Yet
she's definitely taking a few more hits, and I think again that's just the natural power disadvantage that she has. But she has. Oof.
Oh, this is
a
dangerous.
triangle.
This is so.
Oh, this is brilliant.
She is not going down easily.
She's not going down easy. Lillian was definitely trying to go for the triangle right there.
Savannah gives her a taste of her own dose.
Whoa. That was interesting. Nice exchange.
Okay, Savannah is on top.
And a minute to go.
On top. This is.
She needs to use this position.
She does. She needs to take advantage and try to win this round.
I think they would both use the clock right now.
I think this is
They
a
would
very
both use
close round. We're very, very close round, and I think the last 25 seconds could decide who wins this particular one.
Well, I feel like Savannah took way too many earlier.
She took a few hits, but she had opportunities. She had the early takedown. She tried to go for the rear naked choke, so she had her opportunities. But yeah, like you said, she took a lot of punishment when Lillian was in the mount position.
And she has been saved by the bell.
I think they both look exhausted, but
Around.
fair play to these two fighters. It's good to see the amount of heart, the amount of effort they're showing, and the amount of skill on show.
So much skill, so much heart, so much resilience, especially from Savannah.
There's definitely a lot of resilience. There were moments I thought in the first round and in the second round that might not actually go the distance. I thought they might stop it at some point in the first round and then again
But
in
look
the
at
second
that.
round. But
Savannah had a proper opportunity to finish this off, but
She
clearly
did.
she had no power in her arms to.
all legs.
I think the problem
And
is
legs
that
as well.
I think the problem is that for like the rear naked choke, she had it, but it wasn't set up
It
right.
wasn't.
So Lillian could easily get out of it. Even the same thing happened for the armbar. She almost had it, but it wasn't right.
I think she's got the idea of what she wants to do and how she wants to win her fights.
But execution,
But
she's
execution
having
is
issues
still-
with that.
Yeah, of course, we need to remind
Look at
people
that!
again.
Look at that opportunity.
That was.
Proper.
For one second, I actually thought she had it. I thought she had it because she got the opponent's back. She attempted to go for the choke, not once, not twice. She eventually looked like she might have it, but
Well, her face says it all. She took way too many hits in her face,
it's almost
especially
that
when
time.
Lillian was on top of her. But the first two rounds, guys, would you give it to Lillian? The first two rounds?
Tough one to call, I think.
Tough.
Still tight?
It's very tight, but I think Lillian just about.
A slight edge.
I think Lillian just about.
Because right now Savannah is tired. She is
looks
completely
exhausted.
tired, and Lillian is standing like she's ready to go for the next round.
Well, I'm told one of the techniques of this sport is to pretend like you're so tired, confuse your opponent. They try to come at you and finish it off, and bang, you get them, you beat them at their own game. Is that what Savannah is trying to do?
Only one way to find out.
For sure. Took a powerful hit to her ribs. But she's so tired, guys.
She is
Yeah,
tired.
she's,
She really is
she's
tired. She
definitely
looks like
tired. She's not using That technique.
No technique at all.
She's exhausted. She's holding
She's
on to the
really
she's holding
exhausted.
onto the cage at this moment in time. I think if Lillian could sense the fatigue, there's no doubt she would go for the kill right here.
How do you finish off a fatigued opponent?
That
Olivia?
landed yet again.
You punch them until.
You punch them into submission.
Lillian.
They are telling her to use her knees.
In
but
this position, yes, you need to try to even stamp on your opponent. Just stamp on your opponent, get them off balance, create an opportunity for yourself.
I'm actually surprised Lillian is not taking advantage of this.
I think she's being nice.
She can easily take Savannah down to the ground, get on top.
There is no being nice in the cage where I think fair play to Savannah when she's looked like she's been in trouble.
She somehow gets out of it.
She has. She's really given everything she has. So
But
I think
it
that
does look like she's moving in slow motion.
no, she has definitely slowed down from the first round. There's no question about it. She's holding on, but yes, keep on telling her to use her knees. The trainer is telling her use your knees, use your knees. She has opportunities to do so.
I don't think she has the power to get any of her legs off the ground.
I'll be honest with you. I expected a few more
Fighter,
knees.
defend yourself.
So many. The referee is beginning to get enough of it. He's telling her to defend herself. She's not.
No, well,
10 seconds without a response.
No,
it's a technical knockout.
No, she definitely got her guard up right there. Where she got her guard up.
Lillian came into this third round looking a bit more.
Oh, again.
Like
she has taken way too many
more
punches.
Energy, but at this point you see both of them. They are both just
wow.
staying
No,
in.
she's taking
It's a wrap. It's a wrap. The referee has had enough.
The ref had enough.
Lillian Akelo has won her first fight in the mixed martial arts. What a fight this has been.
She is called the Cobra, and the Cobra did not fear the rain, did not get
The rain
afraid
did
to
not
take
come
any
pouring.
punishments.
But the rain did not make it easy.
Not at all.
Not at all.
The rain did not
It was
make
never
easy
going
at
to
all.
be easy, but give it up to Lillian. She kept going.
No doubt about that.
Even when Savannah came up with a few ideas.
No, yeah, Savannah definitely put in a lot of effort. She showed that she has a lot of fight within her. But yeah, eventually I think Lillian definitely had the power advantage. I think she had seemingly she was the fitter one, the cardio advantage as well. So she managed to outlast Savannah and to outpower Savannah. Savannah got some opportunities to submit her opponent, but she just didn't quite lock them in.
Yeah, I feel like if I were Savannah's coach, my biggest focus would be on her strength.
Her strength and her cardio.
Her cardio. This is go to the gym, go to the gym, go to the gym.
Lillian did pretty well.
Yeah, she did. I think Lillian did well early on. Savannah started quite aggressive, but Lillian did well to get out of that position.
They both started aggressively, but at the end you could see they were both tired. But Savannah, at the start of the third round, she could barely.
I think her biggest undoing was taking way too many hits in the face.
Well, she did, but
yeah.
Way too many hits.
I was going to say there was definitely a cardio thing, but I cannot downplay the strikes that she was getting to her face. But fair play to both fighters. I think we've seen a lot of heart, we've seen a lot of effort.
Could we put that down to experience?
Yes, I think that also played a slight factor. But the thing about Savannah today, she showed a lot more about what she can do.
She's a good fighter. She's potentially a very good fighter.
But she's still very, very young. Like we said before, she had one Muay Thai fight, one kickboxing fight coming into this. So this will definitely help her moving forward. But no question, work on that cardio, work on that power, and even with the submissions, you could see some signs of what she was trying to do.
Yeah.
But I think a lot more work on that, and she has the potential to be a very good fighter.
Well, be sure I will be seeing her again in this hexagon probably.
Good to see Lillian there.
Lillian looks like she can go an extra 2 or 3 more 3 rounds.
No, yeah, but
just one.
Just one. I think Lillian also slowed down, but I think Savannah slowed down a lot more, and that's why eventually that was the situation.
Well, let's head straight to our ring announcer to hear what has come out of this.
Ladies and gentlemen, and now in the ladies featherweight of the 1Zone MMA, winner by technical knockout, Lillian Akelo, the Cobra! Lillian Akello, the Cobra, spitting those punches. How does it feel like? Not an easy one. I know she had a better position where she almost choked you. You were able to jump out of the same, and now you reign victorious as the Cobra. How do you feel?
I feel good.
We don't feel the energy. How do you feel? The Cobra. Spit like that, Cobra.
I'm still energetic. I can still go back for another round.
Oh, she feels like she can go back for another round. And indeed, your fans are watching you right now. Your words for your fans that are watching you right now on 1ZoneMMA.com. Words for all your fans, your family, those that are celebrating you.
They should not fear this game. This game is not hard.
Indeed, not hard. Seemingly not hard for her to turn out victorious. Big congratulations to you, Lillian Akello, the Cobra. Right there, a winner in the featherweight by technical knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, Lillian Akello.
The reign in 3 rounds, at least, or 2.5, should we say. They did not go the distance, but what a fight this has been. The first ladies bout of the night gave us an idea of what we should expect in the main fight tonight between 2 ladies. But as we watch those highlights, Ian, we should be impressed by the quality of fights we are seeing.
No, we're seeing good quality fights. It's like I said, it's good to see these fighters evolve. Fighters who started out as kickboxers, then they got into Muay Thai in the case of Savannah, and in the case of Lillian, Taekwondo. But now to see them doing other things, going to the ground, managing to try out a few submissions, being in control for the amount of time they're in control for, that was very impressive to watch. But what I liked in this fight in particular, the amount of heart that these two showed. It was proper effort, sheer effort from the word go. And it'll be interesting to see what Lillian thinks about the main event, because it's bantamweight, so Lillian could be in line to fight the winner of what we're going to see later.
Lillian did really good in this fight, but let's not forget that Savannah made her go all the way to the 3rd round.
She did.
She was able to stay in, considering Lillian has more experience. Savannah only has 2 fights to her name.
Experience, 2 fights, and a win for Lillian Akello in our penultimate fight of the night. Ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, it is about that time we head straight into our main bout of the night. One is a 38-year-old mother of 5, including twins, a set of twins. Brenda Masendi is a prisons officer. She's actually an instructor from the Uganda prisons. She is going to be facing a lady who takes no hostages. She is from the Uganda Police Force. That is a police constable in Rebecca Amongi. This is a fight the whole country has been waiting for, and this is the time in.
No, this is a fight. If you do not know, now you know. You need to watch this fight, because these two have been talked about week after week after week. The first time I stepped into this building, guys told me, oh, by the way, there are these two who don't like each other, and it is real, genuine beef. I've been waiting week after week after week, and finally, we're getting very, very close.
Before we hear from them, as a lady who has fought BJJ, this fight means a lot to this sport, to ladies in the country.
Yeah, definitely. But we also need to remember that this is police versus prisons, yes?
Yeah.
But the police, based on the previous weeks, the moment they get in that cage,
they're unstoppable.
They are unstoppable.
Really well,
they are aggressive. So Rebecca needs to be careful.
Well,
or she needs to be just as aggressive.
Just as aggressive. Our first ladies bout as a main event is going to be happening in just a few. But before we get proper into the action, let's listen to the to the 2 fighters before this fight and how ready they have been for each other.
I don't wait to go in the ring, because sometimes I feel like hurting someone. We are playing in the cage, not a ring.
The Pearl of Africa is saying welcome to the first main event involving 2 ladies. These are ladies who are very important in this country because they do work for two important forces. One is responsible for arresting criminals and handing them over to the other. It is a case of the Uganda police up against the Uganda prisons. But when that hexagon is locked, those titles, police constable and what have you, will not matter. It will be a battle of supremacy. Who will win the first ladies' main bout in the 1Zone MMA hexagon? Ian, you do want to predict this?
I do. I'm worried that the one I don't mention may come for me afterwards, but I'm leaning more towards Rebecca. She's so skilled. I genuinely fear her.
You fear her. Let's get straight to the hexagon for our ring announcer to get this party started.
Ladies and gentlemen, and finally, we come to our main event of the night. A rivalry that has stood the test of time, and finally, the hexagon will be our center to get everything dusted and settled. Ladies and gentlemen, wherever you're watching us from, it's an action like you've never seen. Ladies taking center stage in mixed martial arts and live on www.1zonemma.com. We're coming into the hexagon. Ladies and gentlemen, age 25, weighing in at 60.5, Ugandan by nationality. She says she's a warrior. Welcome, Rebecca Israel Amongi. Ladies and gentlemen, Rebecca Israel Warrior Amongi. And now we're coming into the hexagon. She's aged 35 at a weight of 60 kgs, Ugandan by nationality, surely to the world, a mother of two simultaneously. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the black corner, the Nalongo, Brenda Masendi. Everybody all over the world, it's our main event tonight as the ladies take center stage of the craziest action tonight in mixed martial arts. In the black corner, Nalongo, Brenda Masendi. And in the yellow corner, Rebecca Israel Warrior Amongi. Ladies and gentlemen, time for the action is now. And our center referee, Mr. Leonard.
Fighter, come. Fighter, come. I expect a good fight. Keep it safe always. Listen to me all the time. All 1Zone MMA rules apply. Most importantly, there will be no elbows, no striking to the back of the head or to the spine. There will be no pulling of hair and no clinging onto the cage. Fighter to your corner, fighter to your corner.
Well, after the weigh-in, Masendi called for one thing, support from her colleagues at the Prisons Academy and Training School, where she will need all forms of support she can get from anywhere against a true warrior in Rebecca Amongi.
Fight!
And the fight is on our main fight of the night, the first main bout involving two ladies, and the action is quickly underway as clearly Rebecca wants to make this quick, Olivia.
Rebecca just straight away aggressive because police, prisons, but Brenda is holding her on.
She's holding on quite well, but Rebecca, these two mean business. We didn't even see the usual pleasantries, usual respect that we see from the other fighters. These two just went straight at it.
Brenda with her underhook, double underhook, was trying to take Rebecca down. Rebecca is saying no, throwing a few hits to her face.
You can see these two are a lot more active in this clinch than some of the other fighters.
Good takedown there. But it might be dangerous.
Immediately, she's in a full
mount.
She is in a full mount position. That was quick. This is
dangerous for Brenda.
Brenda Masendi is in early trouble. She is in early trouble.
Brenda needs to hold Rebecca down.
There you go. Look at that control of the left arm. Woo, this is dangerous.
This is dangerous
very
for
dangerous.
Brenda.
I think she's...
Rebecca is so firm on top of her. She has put the right arm out of business.
No, she's using her legs really well in this mount position. She has control of Masendi's right arm while she's trying to go for the pound, and she's landing several.
Brenda needs to get a hold of Rebecca.
How do you get out of this?
She's trying her best to stay under, try to...
How long can she stay down there?
She keeps trying for a reversal, but with how high Rebecca is, that's not going to help her right now.
Rebecca is
These are too many hits to the face of Brenda. These are too many hits to the face of Brenda.
These two are not playing around.
And the referee says it's enough.
Whoa.
The referee says it's enough. The referee says it's enough.
Brenda
that is a timeout.
was taking way too many hits.
That is a timeout.
Those were way too many hits.
That was
she
a
needed
timeout.
The breather.
That was a timeout, definitely. That is not the end. That is brutal. No biting. That was for biting. There's no because that was definitely a bite. That was not the end of the fight.
You would see the reaction from Rebecca. She took a serious bite.
No, yeah, she was bitten. That is a point. 1 point is taken off. 1 point deduction for Brenda Masendi. That point deduction may have actually saved her.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was going to say. Experience matters because she knew, it's wrong.
No, but you could see that.
But the worst that would happen would be a point deduction, and it saved her.
No, you could actually see the frustration.
But look at Rebecca. She's dancing in her corner. She knows what she's doing.
No,
she knows what she came to do.
She is in full control of this fight. She's very confident. She's enjoying herself. We're having a look at Brenda Masendi on the.
She's definitely going to.
But in the other corner.
Remember, both have got
Rebecca
history in Taekwondo. Brenda has got a black belt in Taekwondo. Dan too.
Fighter, are you ready?
Rebecca started playing boxing and kickboxing in 2019, but she's a powerful striker as well.
Well, that early bite was very interesting, and now she's a lot more aggressive.
A lot more. She does not want to get back into that position at all.
Brenda,
I think
she's on top now.
I think Rebecca was actually going for a takedown. She was trying to get.
Oh, what a good reversal that from Rebecca.
Reversal.
Again, quickly mounts her.
Rebecca is very skillful.
Rebecca is so skillful and so fast.
No, because earlier I think she was actually going for a judo throw at one moment, and then it's turned into her being at the bottom. And now look at her in this mount position yet again.
Brenda is doing well to keep those hands off her face.
She is.
But somehow Rebecca is.
And again, she's getting control of the right arm of Brenda.
Trying to escape. Rebecca is saying you're not going anywhere.
And she's trying to get the other leg over the other arm.
This is the same situation Brenda was in before.
And you know,
And
the
she's
worst bit is that she
landing.
keeps taking Rebecca down, but she gets beaten whenever they get down.
When you say bitten, you mean with her teeth. You
She's
mean quite
given her
literally, she has
back.
given her back. I think Rebecca might actually.
If Rebecca gets her hooks in at this point,
Oh, I don't see
When I-
Brenda
when I
going the distance in this. She
when
has
I-
taken way too
Way
many
too
hits.
many
in her
hits.
face.
Look at
Yeah.
that,
Now,
she's getting the
this is a
choke in.
choke.
oh, she's flat.
She is
flattening
getting
her
rear
out.
naked, rear naked choke.
You don't want
Rear
to do
naked
this when you're
choke.
fighting against
is
Rebecca.
Not, this
Sock.
is not. This
It wasn't
is,
in tight enough.
there is absolutely no
More
way
hits
this
in
is
the
going
face.
to go the distance.
Brenda is struggling.
When I said I fear Rebecca, this is what I was talking about. She is not messing around.
The referee has had enough. The referee has had enough.
And, this again, it's another
Another
timeout.
timeout.
It's not
This
the end of
is
the
too
fight.
ugly.
I think Rebecca is keeping very, very calm. If you see Rebecca in her corner, she is dancing. She is confident.
She knows what she came to do.
She knows what she
She
came
just
here to
wants
do.
to finish off this fight. Yesterday, after the weigh-in, she said she wants to first read her opponent in the first round, then finish her off in the second. But clearly, she wanted to finish it off in the first, Olivia.
That's because Brenda is making it a little bit too easy.
Yeah, Brenda keeps trying to take Rebecca down, but when they get down, she doesn't have a proper plan of how to capitalize on that.
I think Rebecca.
And when Brenda is in the bottom position, she doesn't stop Rebecca's punches to her face because she thinks she's taken way too many.
It looks like it's done. Look at that.
I think the medical team.
The medical
they're
team says it's a wrap.
They're checking to see how Brenda is doing in the corner. They're telling her to stop this fight.
There is no
Every
way.
time
There is
Rebecca
no way
goes
this
on
can go
mount,
on.
there's this thing she does where she gets Brenda's arm,
it's brilliant.
takes it out of the way, and just goes for the ground. And
I think the only reason Brenda is still in the game, or has been in the game all that long, is because the hits she's been taking to her face have not been so powerful.
No,
but there have been many. So many. And so rapid. As we get to try to understand exactly what's going on inside that hexagon,
I think.
but it looks like it's a wrap.
No, I think the medical team have been advising her to stop this fight, but she looks like she's insisting.
Let's see what the man at the center thinks. Well, it's a wrap, guys. It's only a question of when or if they will make it official that Rebecca, among the lady dancing, has won the first main event involving ladies.
Rebecca did not come here to play around.
Not at all. She has been dancing since the weigh-in. But let's go straight to the cage for this to be made official.
Ladies and gentlemen, our main event for the night, lasting shorter than we ever expected, and in the ladies' bantamweight, winner by technical knockout in the yellow corner, the Israel warrior Rebecca Amongi. A sports spirit hug right there from Rebecca to Masendi. And yes, indeed, she reigns victorious. A warrior, Rebecca Israel Amongi. Winner by technical knockout in the ladies' bantamweight. The celebrations say it all. It was indeed a rivalry. And that is the famous roar from Rebecca Amongi. Ladies and gentlemen, a word or two from Rebecca, still enjoying the comfort of the hexagon where she actually has won and is the winner. Ladies, bantamweight, take a breath right there. She came in, she knew it, she's been dancing from the way in, she's still dancing her way to victory. Big congratulations, Rebecca. How are you doing? How do you feel? This was a long-awaited fight. I remember from the time we launched the 1Zone MMA action, you did say you were coming into the cage to show what you have to show. You've done it so well. Tell us, what do you feel? What was your expectation? And how do you feel right now?
Guys, thank you for coming. I'm Rebecca Amongi. I never expected this, that I'm going to win. I'm so happy. I feel so good because even it's my first time to play in the cage, and you guys have seen how it was. So this is just a game, not for hurting anyone. This is just a game. If you're coming or if you're going to a ring or a cage, you have to expect a win or a lose. So guys, thank you so much, and everyone who are watching me, thank you so much.
Indeed, when you were coming into this fight, I do remember, just a minute, I do remember your opponent telling you that she's actually coming for you and she will show you that she reigns supreme in this cage. You went silent at that moment, but now you give us the raw. What did it feel like when she told you she was coming to knock you out?
Yeah, I didn't get scared because it was not my first time to be in the ring, but it was going to be the first time to be here. So I was not even scared of her. In fact, when she was talking that, I get so annoyed and I went and trained hard. I was like, I have to come and beat this girl knockout. That's what I've been even planning, even God in heaven knows.
Indeed, the plan seems like it is an accomplished plan for the bantamweight winner in the ladies, Rebecca Amongi.
The warrior just knows her game. What a show, lady. That was quite a show. I mean, Ian, I feel like actually the referee was so lenient for Brenda. I mean, it could have been done way earlier.
It could have been done. I think initially we saw Brenda in a very desperate position. She actually bit. Like when I say bit, she bit her with her mouth, with her teeth, which is not something we've seen. But Rebecca's hip control in this fight was unbelievable, and the fact that she managed to continuously get her leg over Brenda's arm to make sure she controlled that mount position. We've seen very many fighters get into the mount position, but Brenda is the first one that Rebecca is the first one that we've seen in genuine complete control.
Actually, throughout all these fights, every time someone went on mount, the person in the bottom was able to maintain the position and just keep the opponent on top, close to them. But Brenda wasn't able to in this situation.
No, she wasn't at all. That's what I was saying. Excellent hip control. And she knew what she was doing from the word go.
She had a response to everything Brenda tried to do. She didn't let Brenda do anything in this fight. Except for the few attempted takedowns that actually had Brenda herself instead.
That's exactly right.
Took advantage of all takedowns.
Yeah, because she was the aggressor, and when Brenda Masendi tried any sort of offense, she turned it around to make it her advantage. We knew coming into this that she was a high level fighter, but I think she has just shown for her first time in the cage that she is the real deal.
A real deal, man. Rebecca just knows exactly what she wanted to do from yesterday. She's quite a bully, by the way.
Just have a look at this, because you see, when others are in this type of position, they're not using their knees as much. She's using her knees,
and yet she was retracting.
She's getting back while she's still on the offense, and then once they go to the ground, she was in control. They were on their feet, she was in control. Rebecca is going to go places.
She's going to go places for sure.
But Rebecca also got into some bad situations where Brenda was on mount, but she was able to do the reversals
very quickly.
Brenda wasn't able to.
But even her reach perhaps helped her in a way.
Rebecca.
No, her reach. I just think almost every part of the way she fights is high quality.
She's such a complete fighter.
Very, very complete fighter, and she knows what she's doing. She didn't mess around. Even when Brenda bit her, and you could see the frustration on her face. She was like, "What's going on?" That was a bite, but she just go on. She just brushed it off. She started dancing in the corner. When they restarted, bang, business.
She's quite a bully, and it matters. I mean, you've got to be able to threaten your opponent in every way you can.
Just look at that.
I think Rebecca knew she was winning the moment she took the mount the first time.
a good fighter, like I always say, some fighters have been failing to be effective when they get such good positions. For me, I give it up to her for her effectiveness. Yes, it's one thing to get into a proper mount position like that. It's a whole different thing to make good use of it. And for me, he scored a lot, highly in that.
Yeah, no question about it. Like I said, very many fighters have been in that position. She turned it around. She made everything she did. When she was taking hits, when she was the aggressor, she was in complete control. What a fighter she is.
What a fighter she is, and what a fight. It has been a proper fight to make for a main event for week number 3 of the 1Zone MMA competition here in Uganda. 3 Sundays down, 1 more to go for this month. And what else are we about to see? You can never guess. I never imagined we'd have such exciting bouts, Ian. For Olivia, looking at what we've seen today, do you feel Ugandans are actually so good at mixed martial arts?
They're really good at striking martial arts, but you can see in there, when it comes to the grappling, they are improving as time goes by. You could see Savannah, when she went down, she tried multiple things. The problem was getting the technique down properly, but other than that, you could see that she actually knew what she was doing, but just those minute details.
I actually feel like we've seen the best grapplers today. Of all 3 weeks, today has given us the best grappling, I feel.
No, I think we've certainly seen more attempts at the takedowns. We've seen more attempts in terms of getting into mount position, trying to finish the fight. So there were very many different aspects we saw. Yes, we saw the stand up as we usually do, but we saw more fighters trying to change the level, go to the ground, trying to submit the opponents, which is very, very good to watch, especially considering many of them have been grappling for a few months rather than several years like many other fighters. But they are going places and they're getting better. And next week is going to be even a lot more fun.
Well, as we look at some of the highlights from today, well, you see there, that was James Owora against John Tumukunde. One that Owora won. It was by unanimous decision, but it was such a complete affair. Guys, perhaps it's about the time for you to vote which your fight of the night has been, Ian.
In terms of the performances of the night, I liked James Owora and John Tumukunde.
That's the one on the screen now?
Yeah, that's the one on the screen because they tried different things and eventually we saw the quality of James coming through. But in terms of performance of the night, you know where I'm going with this.
The ladies
Rebecca, for me, without question, was a single standout fighter tonight. Rebecca Amongi, what a fighter she is.
I don't know whether the weight would allow, as you vote for your favorite bout of the night, but I'm not sure if the weight would allow. But I would love to see Annette Nakabugo take on Rebecca.
That would be good. That would be good. That would be very, very good. It was interesting to see the fighter in the corner. Ayo Veronica was in the corner of Rebecca Amongi. So that would be fun. But I think Lillian Akello is another one who will throw herself in that mix because she did beat Savannah. But I thought Rebecca was very convincing.
I think Annette and Rebecca are way up there. Yeah, but Olivia, your fight of the night?
My fight would have to be Jackson and James.
Jackson
and James.
And James. That was the first fight.
That was the first fight. I think I really enjoyed. James was much shorter.
Yeah.
But he controlled that fight from the get-go.
He was very good.
He knew what he was doing. He went straight off. He wanted to get onto the ground and keep it on the ground.
Yeah, that was a very good performance by the James Buzo was very impressive. Nasir Mukama was very impressive. Remember the guillotine? He held that choke for a very long time. I thought he was good as well. But again, good to see all these fighters bringing their best effort, and this thing is only going to get better and better. And like I said, next week we have 3 international fighters. Wow.
Another one. Well, guys, our time is up. Thank you so much, guys. It's been an awesome night, ladies and gentlemen, wherever you've been catching us from. It's been nice being a part of this. We've got a lot of talent in this part of the world. The Pearl of Africa is one place that has embraced sport. And trust you me, as you've seen, we've got all the talent in everything sport you can see. From us here, it's a wrap, but we hand you back now to our ring announcer to officially seal this off as we do get ready for week number 4.
Very, very wonderful evening we've had. A lot of action happening right here. We do believe you've enjoyed yourself from wherever you were. A big congratulations to all our winners tonight. 1Zone MMA is where you can find us. Follow us on our social media platforms as well, so you can be brought to speed with whatever is happening through the week. Meant to say a big thank you to the entire team and management, and we'll see you next Sunday. Indeed, just skip it right here on www.1zonemma.com. From me and the entire team, it's good night and take very good care of yourselves.